All right, guys. So WWE Raw is on Netflix for the first time tonight, and I just want to talk about how big of a deal this is. Just growing up as a wrestling fan, and what it was like. So growing up, I was really lucky to have a TV in my room, which was a big deal because I was able to watch SmackDown. I only had the 11 main channels. I didn't have cable, and that was a big difference because, as you know, Raw was on cable growing up, and SmackDown was on regular TV. It was on Channel 9. I had it on Channel 9, or it was called UPN. And so Raw was always on Monday, 9 to 11. SmackDown for me in the beginning, it eventually went to Friday, but growing up, it was on Thursday from 8 to 10. And that 1 hour made a huge difference growing up, right? Because 11 o'clock on a weeknight as a kid is really, really late. 10 o'clock, you can kind of, finagle it a little bit. And so growing up, I was always able to catch SmackDown in my room. Sometimes I would have to lower the TV, but I would be able to watch it. Raw was much more difficult. I'd have to always sneak downstairs to the TV in my basement that had cable on it, try to get around my parents. And so a lot of my childhood was kind of like, trying to stay up late, watching Raw really late at night. And then it would end at 11, or actually it would end at 11:05 if you remember. There'd be like those extra 5 minutes, and I'd have to try and like sneak back up to my room. And so I guess I always had like a sentimental view of Raw kind of growing up, or really just watching WWE in general. And I think it's really, really cool that it's going to Netflix. I think this is a massive deal. It's just a big deal. It's cool for me, just, as someone who loves talking about media and the streaming services and the future of media, but also being a huge wrestling fan. It's really like a merging of the two things that I love talking about. And, I'm talking to some friends, and I don't think people realize, the power of Netflix. I didn't realize it. And I really changed my view when watching the Jake Paul Tyson fight, when that all occurred. I've never seen so many people talking about a single event in my life. So many people just seemingly all watching the same thing at a time. And it really occurred to me just the power of Netflix. Netflix really is just like the main channel in our culture right now. Maybe when something's on Netflix, it just has more power than anything. It doesn't matter, if you put the same exact show on Apple TV, it could disappear. It could be a nothing burger. But for whatever reason, it's not just the amount of subscriptions they have, it just seems to be the main channel. It just has become like the Band-Aid, like the Coca-Cola. Like that is the name brand of TV. People throw on Netflix, and a lot of people just watch whatever's on the main screen. I mean, we saw this with Suits, right? Suits was a show on USA Network, ironically, just like WWE Raw. And it was a good show. It was a successful show. It had a really good run, but it was over. And it was never really like a main show. It was never like the super, it was never like the Game of Thrones level, like everyone's talking about it. But they put it on the Netflix homepage, and look what happened. It blew up, and now they're getting another season. And it's like the most streamed show on TV. So I think we could be entering an era where WWE ushers in an entire new fan base. I'm talking about people who haven't watched before, people who are going to watch for the first time in years simply because it's on the Netflix homepage. And this is a tremendous, tremendous deal. I'm super excited for it. I know some people are very gatekeepy about what they like. I'm excited to usher in a whole new generation of fans. I think this is a perfect match. I'm super excited about it. I'll probably make a video more discussing the wrestling elements of it, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it more as a fan and really just what this means. I think this is just like a really seminal moment in American culture. I really do. I think, Netflix, first the Jake Paul Tyson fight as a test run, but WWE going to Netflix, going to a streaming service away from cable is a huge, huge deal. It's been on cable forever. It's been on regular TV forever. And as much as like the movies going from movie theaters to streaming service was a big deal, I feel like live TV is almost a bigger deal because they're just, they're getting you in real time. They're not just, putting something on Netflix and saying, oh, you can watch it whenever. So I think this is a huge deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm super excited for it tonight. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.